like to welcome you back again to another chance that we have to learn a little bit more about Microsoft Access. Today, what I want to talk about is the selecting of data. The selecting of data is done through queries. And so what I want to do is open up a database container that I've created here already. And what you'll notice is that as we start putting the data together, if I go look at this relationships button here, you'll notice that there's already tables here that have some relationships already set. And the reason I mention that is when we select multiple tables, those relationships also come into the queries. So you'll see some of these pop up, but you need to know where they were created initially so that you understand what's going on. So I'm going to go here to the Create tab and choose the query design here. Now I like doing the query design. The query wizard has its applicability at times. In fact, opening it up here, when I want to make a specific type of query here, I won't use this simple query wizard. If I want to make a cross-tab query or a duplicates query or a find unmatched query, which is basically an outer join query, I will at times come in here and let it build the structure of what I'm doing, and then I'll modify it from there. But most of the time, what I will do is I will go ahead and just start with query design here. And it presents you then with a box to show which tables that you would like to go ahead and use. So I'm going to choose employees, and I'm going to add that to the table to what they call the query by example grid up here. Okay. So in design view, you see a query by example grid here, and I'll show you other places. And down here is where you're going to put your fields and tell how the fields are going to go into your query and how they're going to appear in the data sheet. So I'm going to close this. And let's just take a quick gander at the fields that we have available here. When I open that fully up, you see the scroll bar on the right will disappear. And once that scroll bar on the right disappears, that allows you then to see all the fields that are available to you. So I want to choose first name, last name, and person's title. And if after selecting these, I can go ahead and just run this query. Now, running it here and viewing it are going to be exactly identical for a select query. So the fact that we've chosen a select query here just lets us choose whatever data by whatever criteria we've created. So I'm going to go ahead and click on run, and we see a little bit of data in the data table. You see the titles, you see the first name and last name. So when you're doing a query and executing and building a query, I'm going to put this back in design view so we can take a look at the ribbon that's associated with this. These are the types of queries that you can create. A make table query, an append query, update, which allows you to mass update the data in your table, the cross-tab query, which allows you to do a type of pivot table in Access that you're probably familiar with in Microsoft Excel. And if you want to delete data by a certain criteria or purge an entire table for that matter, you can use a delete query. So those kind of queries are all available to you in the design tab here once you start a new query. Other things too, which we'll come to later, like when we start talking VBA coding, we'll probably go to the builder occasionally because you can put little snippets of VBA code in your queries as criteria or as formulas to work on certain fields. Like if you have a number of items ordered and the price of the order, you can multiply those together. In this builder, it will allow you to put those several things together like that. Here, it allows you to insert rows, columns, delete columns. So here would be your columns. Here, down here would be your rows, okay, in this area here. It allows you to expand or contract your view as to what you need. So this is incredibly important, and I'm almost forgetting another important. A lot of times you want to use a group by query so that you can get rid of duplications. Like, for example, if the whole data set has unique values, but when you slim it down to 3 or 4 fields out of that entire data set, you might find that you have duplications, and you don't want to have the duplications. You want to see unique values, which is your select distinct command if you're talking SQL, and you'll see that when I show you the SQL view here in a moment. So if we wanted to make sure that this was unique here, we can go over here and look at, notice there's three different views here. We're in design view right now. I showed you data sheet view where we see the data. But the neat thing about this is this query by example grid that we're working right here is building the SQL behind the scenes. But we can take a look at those SQL tables, and you can then see how Access has put together this particular SQL code. So it's basically saying we're going to select these fields from the employee table, but we're going to group it by all of these fields. So instead of a select distinct command in this case, they decided in this case for the SQL, they would just group by all those fields. But the result is that you get the same sort of select distinct that you see a lot of times in other SQL code. Now, if I want to turn that off, I can just turn it on here. We'll talk about parameterized queries here later on. That just means that you can throw a value to the user, fill in the blank sort of text box to the user to have them go ahead and fill it in on the fly, which tends to be very useful in certain applications. So now we want to see this first name, last name, and title. Now, what we want to do is we want to sort this thing. We want to sort by last name, but last name is the second field here. So we can go ahead and say sort ascending. But if I put sorting ascending here, if I got two people by the same last name that I need to have sorted by their first name because their last names are all the same. If I do it this way, it's going to sort by first names first. And so what I do in order to make this happen is I have to actually put the first name field in back of this field. And by doing so, it's going to give me a duplicate field there. Well, I don't want the duplicate field. So this show row here, I can turn this one off. I can then sort this one ascending, and that allows me to have it sorted by last name. And then this field out here to the right, beyond the field that I'm going to show, will also sort ascending for the first name. So I get a last name, first name sort. And if I run that, you can see that Buchanan and Stephen. And it doesn't look like I have any duplicate last names to show that the first name did actually sort after last name. But I hope you can see the point. Actually, I could do it on title here. So if I put this in design view and I decided I need to sort ascending by title, okay, but I need to sort by title before I sort the employee's last name and then first name, I can then put another title instance before this here, insert it here, sort it ascending here, turn off the show, and get rid of the sort there. Now, the way this is going to sort is it's going to go left to right. It's going to sort title, first name, and then last name. Now let's make sure that I'm speaking right. So we're sorting by the name here, and it did not work that way, did it? Okay. So what ends up happening is I have to slip this title over here, but not show it. And now I should be able to get, this is sorting now, and last name is sorting then, and then first name. So I've got it sorting backwards, but I have to do a little bit of machinations over here in order to make it work. The next thing you can do is add a criteria. So I'm going to look at my data for a second. Let's say I want just sales representatives here. Okay, I'm going to click C here, and I'm going to go back to design view here. Now I've copied that. What I meant to say was Control C. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that title over here, or I could put it here too. And it's going to then give me just all sales representatives. Okay, so that's where you add your criteria. Now, if you want to add your criteria, you can add multiple criteria in this next line, or you could just say space or, and then have the other restriction over here. So let's go look for another one. I'm going to take this off here, And I'm going to go over here and I want sales managers and sales representatives. So I want all the sales people. So I could do that one of two ways. I'm going to put that back and say, or sales manager. Now I can do this. Now I get sales manager and sales representative. The other way to do that is to get rid of this whole thing and say, I want to be like, and I'm going to choose star sales star. And when I tab out of it, it'll put my quotation marks in there for me. Notice it added them on either side. And now if I click view here, I get everything that has the word sales in it. Uh-oh, I'm getting some extra stuff that I probably didn't want. So you have to proof it and see what the best way is to run your data and make sure that it gives the right result. Okay, so that's criteria. And so these are the basic things that you want to do. You can decide you want to go ahead and view this, and then you can print this data here by going File and Print. And I'm going to do a print preview, and you can see how it looks here. So you can print that. Okay, I'm going to close this print preview by clicking the Close Print Preview button over here. You see that I'm back to the grid here. I can decide to then save this query just by simply clicking the disk icon up here, or I can go File and Save here. It'll give me the Save dialog box. I'm going to just call this Test and click OK. And we have our query. It's saved. And when I reopen it, it once again shows up exactly the way I had it. I can put it back in design view, and I can then edit things here to take off my restriction and run it again. And I have one more record than I had before, because one of these, the marketing manager, doesn't have the word sales in his name. And so I can then resave it, click save up here, close it, and I'm done for the day. So that's a quick overview of building a query. We're going to get much more particular as we strive to build more complex queries in later videos. But this gets you started on selecting data and then showing and presenting that data to a user, and then printing it if you desire. If you want to hear about the next videos that I'm putting out, please remember to subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing you again later. Thanks.